Guys, this is Rochelle here for the Weaveologist channel, and I'm back with another video. Now, this video will be slightly different. I said last week in the comment section that I was going to touch on this. I kind of hesitant to talk about this topic because, not because it's not important, but because I am not an expert on this topic. What topic is that? Credit, okay? I had some of you guys bring up the topic of credit, and I said that I would probably maybe do a video about it. And a lot of you may be looking at me funny, like, credit, what does that have to do with hair vendors? As you know, most of my channel is about hair vendors, but I get a lot of questions, not about credit, but about capital. How can I get some capital to start my business? Specifically in the realm of wholesale. Now, I talked about the different types, the different ways to start a business. I talked about wholesaling. I talked about drop shipping and pre-selling in that video. So if you haven't seen that video, I will put a link in the description box of this video. But basically, I talked about the different ways to start a business, and I talked about wholesaling. Now, a lot of people pause when they think about wholesaling because they're like, okay, that's too much hair for me to buy at one time. Now, and a lot of people, like I said, are struggling to find capital to start their business. I've done several videos about capital in the past, but I want to kind of talk about credit because business credit will help you fund your business. Now, I want to preface that to say, I don't want you to get into credit card debt over some hair. Okay, so before you get business credit, make sure you're being strategic about your business credit. Okay, make sure you're being strategic about the line of credit. Essentially, we're going to use this as a loan to get the funds, to get the capital to start our businesses. Okay, so if you were starting a brick and mortar business, you will use a line of credit to buy equipment. If you are starting an online business, you would use a line of credit to start your wholesale buying from your vendor. Okay, so you need a kilo of hair and you don't have the funds on hand, you can use a line of business credit to do that. In order to get a business line of credit, you have to have good credit. Okay, so those of you may have already checked out. You're like, what? She's not talking about a vendor. I ain't got time for this. But I'm telling you, eventually you are going to have to fix your credit. Now, if you got jacked up credit, I understand. You know, nobody on this planet has ever had things happen to them perfectly. So if you had some things happen in your personal life and your credit went to the left because of it, know that you can bring it on back. Now, what I would suggest for you to do now, especially those of you who are young, to really take your time with your credit, really preserve your credit, and use it as a tool. Okay, it's not something that you use to take to the mall and ball out. It's not something that you use to stunt on the ground with. It's something that you need to use for your business to expand your business, because eventually you probably are going to need a line of credit. Now, there are some companies, and I've used them, that don't check your credit, like Square. I don't know if they still offer this service, but I know they did a couple of years ago. They offer lines of credit. However, you have to have, I think it's $10,000 worth of transactions to even be eligible, and they take a percentage of your sales to pay back your loan. So, you know, if you have sales coming in, the idea is that you can pay back the loan. So they trust you in that regard so you can pay back the loan. I know PayPal offers lines of credit as well. So that could be an option if your credit is kind of janky. There are some companies that don't offer credit checks. However, the interest rates are extremely high. Okay, like I said, Credit is a tool. Credit is really is a game that you have to learn how to play. Now, what I would suggest if you have no clue what your credit score is to go online and sign up for a website, or not a website, but a product like Credit Karma. Now, I realize Credit Karma doesn't show your full score. They don't use they use a slightly dated. They're slightly behind on checking your credit score, but at least it will give you an idea of what your credit is. Your credit score is. A lot of people don't have a clue what their credit score is, or they're scared to look at it. At least it'll give you an idea of what your credit score is, and take a look at it. You know, if it's poor is considered in the lower 600s. So if your score is in the lower 600s, you have work to do. Okay? You have work to do. You need to clean up your credit today. Okay? And I'm not offering a credit repair service. So this is not what this video is for. I'm not going to lead you into a credit repair service. And if you offer a credit repair service, don't contact me and don't spam me. That's another reason why I was hesitant about talking about this topic. But anyway, sign up for Credit Karma. It's free. You'll also get alerts to if someone checks your credit, if you apply for an apartment or a credit card or things of that nature. It will send you an email, or it'll send you a little thing, and you'll see that someone or some business has run an inquiry on your credit. Now, I would suggest, like I said, if you're thinking about using a line of credit to get money to start your business, you need to really factor in the way you spend money. If you are a shopaholic, if you get money, you're spending it, you might want to click off this video, because you might get yourself further in debt. You need to handle your spending habits first before you repair your credit. So when you sign up for Credit Karma, you want to make sure that you go through your credit profile, and if you see anything on your credit report that you do not recognize, or the amounts are not the correct amounts, you can do a dispute. Okay, so you can do a debt validation dispute to get the things off of your credit. Okay, you can Google debt validation letters, and you can get a form letter, and you can do it the old-fashioned way. You don't have to pay anybody to get that off your credit. So what I did to repair my credit is I just simply went through my Credit Karma profile, and I looked to see what things on my credit were not on there. They weren't supposed to be on there, any collections or anything like that. Now, I didn't have any repos. I haven't filed a bankruptcy and all that. I don't know how to get that off your credit. But a lot of times, if you just have like credit card charge-offs and things like that, and they haven't aged off, typically they age off your credit after 7 years, or right at the 7-year mark. I don't know about you, but I didn't have time for all that. Don't sit around and wait for 7 years for it to fall off. If you have the time, contact the companies and ask them to validate the debt. Typically, the collection agency has sold off your debt at least twice, sometimes more than twice. They've sold it to different collection agencies. So typically, when you do send your letters, your debt validation letters, you want to make sure you send it certified. So you have a record that you sent it, and there's a way for you to trace the letters that you sent. Usually it takes 30 days to get a response. Ideally, you will get a response. They will tell you that they're no longer going to collect on that debt. You take that response and you send it to TransUnion and all the other Equifax, and there's another one. There's 3 credit bureau companies, 3 credit bureaus that you want to send it to get your credit repaired before you even apply for business credit, because you need good personal credit to even think about getting business credit. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, if you, like I said, if you have horrible payment histories, a lot of times the debt validation letter is not going to work. Like if you have a credit card that's currently open and you're just not paying on it, you need to contact the credit company and work out a payment schedule to get those credit card debts down. The debt validation letter will not work for that. That will only work for old debts that you want to get off your credit report, okay? So all it is, it takes time to get it off. I've gotten some messages where people were like, well, I don't want to work with all that. I want to wait till seven years until it falls off. But you don't want to wait until 7 years because your life is going. You could have gotten your credit, your personal credit right, and then were able to get your business credit cards, your business line of credit, so you can start your business. Okay, you're not using it, like I said, to go to the mall. You're not using it to buy, new gifts for Christmas. You're using it for your business. Okay, so once you do your debt validation letters, once you send your response letters to your the credit bureaus, you also want to go to your check systems and make sure that you don't have anything going on with your bank account. A lot of times people will do like NSFs on, and then they have a bunch of NSFs on their check systems. They have abandoned, a lot of people have abandoned bank accounts. They decided, you know what, I'm just going to leave it in the negative and go on about my business. That can also affect you in getting business banking accounts. So keep that in mind as well. So once you get your personal credit together, once you get all that together, that's when you want to start getting more lines of personal credit, more trade lines in your name. So you can contact different companies to help you repair your credit, or you can do it the old-fashioned way. I would suggest, if you can, get a secured credit card and start rebuilding your credit up, okay? Because what's going to happen when you do your disputes and they get removed off of your credit score is going to go down. So you have to build it back up. So get your secured credit cards, get that together, get your personal credit built up to about 700. I would say in the 700s if you can. And then apply for a business line of credit. Okay, so you don't need good credit to get a business account. I get that question a lot. You don't need good credit to get a business account. All you need is a document stating that you have a business entity in your name, and whatever business you file, the LLC, a DBA, they want to see that when you go to your bank accounts. When you start, I would suggest just going to the bank that you currently bank with and get your business bank account that way, so you can keep your business funds and your personal funds separate. Okay, from there, as you establish your business and you have income coming in, then you want to apply for your business credit cards, your business lines of credit, okay? Because it's essentially a loan that you have to pay back. So if you know right now that your money is kind of funny and you don't have the funds to pay back a line of credit because it's a loan, do not get a line of credit just right now. But I keep getting a lot of messages. The reason why I'm doing this video as well is I keep getting a lot of messages because people think that you need good credit to get a business bank account. You don't need good credit unless you have something in your checks system, CHEX systems. If there's something in there and you owe some banks, if you've had a horrible bank experience, you're leaving bank accounts here and there, and you've left a trail of non-sufficient funds, or you wrote a lot of bad checks in your past, then yeah, that might hinder you from starting a business bank account. If you have issues with that, you might want to look into trying to see if you can get in on a credit union. I know some credit unions have stricter requirements than others, So look into that. Usually they don't give you as hard of a time if you're getting a little pushback. But go to the check systems website and see if you can't apply for basically the paperwork they will send you. Go on their website, fill out your information, and they will send you your check systems history. Basically, it's a credit check to see what your history is with several the banks that you've banked with. If you have not opened up a bank account, just go ahead and open up a personal bank account and then open up your business bank account. Like I said, you need documents from um, when you filed your business with the state or with federal. I would take both. Take your, when you went on the IRS website and you established your business, and then you went to the state's website and you established your business, take your articles to the bank. That's all you have to do typically to open up a business bank account. Okay, it's not a huge process. It's not an intimidating process. But a lot of people don't do certain things. They wait till the last minute. That's also why I'm doing this video. Fix your credit now. You can do it yourself. Like I said, go to Credit Karma and look up get a profile of your credit report. Okay? A lot of people don't know their credit report and they get intimidated when that happens. So find that out. Get your credit in good standing. Get some more trade lines on your credit. And then establish your business. Get you a business credit card. Now, typically, if you don't have a credit card or if you haven't had a credit card in a while, I would say try to apply for a secured card. You'll probably get approved for that better than you would an unsecured credit card. You would have to put some money down for that, but establish your credit, your payment history, and then apply for your business line of credit from your bank accounts, okay? Or your bank, your branch. Pick one. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whoever you bank with. So that's a good way to establish you on a good foot of starting your business, okay? It's not an intimidating process. All right, so I want people to understand that. If you need some trade lines and you have bad credit, there's a company called My Jewelers Club. They're amazing. They sell cheap jewelry. Okay, their jewelry is going to be kind of on the expensive end of things. For what you get is costume jewelry. It's not real. But if you have horrible credit, that will give you a way to establish a trade line so that you can start building your credit up now so you can get approved later for a business credit card. And there are also some other companies out there that you can get legal trade lines that you will get guaranteed approval unless you have like child support liens, something on your credit, like bankruptcies and stuff like that. You may not get applied for it. But My Jewelers Club, I've used that before and they work. You can do self-lenders. I haven't tried that, so I don't know. But I will put that information in the description box to the My Jewelers Club website. That will help you, establish and get your credit back to where it needs to be so that when you do apply for your lines of credit, that you will, your business lines of credit, that you will have a better success in getting approved. Also, there's companies like Fingerhut. There's different types of companies that will help you build your credit, and their approval rate, especially if you have bad credit, you have poor credit, their approval rates are a lot better. Of course, you're going to have to pay fees, annual fees, and things like that. But that's just the price you pay for trying to repair your credit. That's the methods I've used in the past, and they work. So hopefully this video helped you. Also, if you are applying for credit, make sure you do all your credit applications on the same day, because typically it's going to cause a hard inquiry. So that will stay on your credit and it'll bring your credit score down a couple of points. So do them all on the same day so that when they do age off, they age off at the same time, if that makes sense. I talked about this in another video. I talked about the shopping cart trick. Another way to get approved for credit to help build your credit up before you apply for your business credit cards is to do the shopping cart trick so that you can get retail cards in your name, like Victoria's Secret, New York and Company. There's, I think, Walmart. They're all companies called Community. So Google the shopping cart trick if you need retail cards to build your credit. So just all you would do is you would just charge, small amount of products and then pay them off when you get the bill, and that will help establish a satisfactory credit history. So like I said, when you go to apply for your business credit cards, you'll get a better approval rate, and you'll probably get approved for it if you have better credit. So you want to bring it up to the high 600s, ideally 700s, so that you can get approved for your line of credit, so that you can use your line of credit to buy your hair wholesale. Okay, so that's a good way for those of you who don't want to do pre-sale, you don't want to do drop shipping, and you want to have stock on hand for your business. So hopefully, again, I'm not an expert. I may have said some things incorrectly in this video, but hopefully you get the gist of what I'm trying to say, that having good credit will help you get a better rate if you want to buy a house and you want to buy a car as well. But if you want to get another form of capital for your business, think about business lines of credit. Okay, guys? So this has been Rochelle for the Wealthy Weaveologist channel. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.